All right, welcome once again to GenXDC. This is the place where we talk about all things Washington from a Generation X perspective. I'm producer Spencer from the WGTS 91.9 morning show with Jerry and Blanca, and I'm joined, as always, by...
I'm Dan Lucota. I'm the former morning show producer at WMAL Radio. That was from 1992 to 2002. And so, yeah, we talk a lot of things here in DC. And Spencer
Mhm.
came up with something that he's going to educate me on today.
That's right. So we're going to go out even a little bit farther than we have been in the suburbs. We're actually going in between DC and Baltimore. We're going to Ellicott City, Maryland. I don't know if you know where I'm going with this.
I
The
did.
Enchanted Forest.
Yes.
Do
Okay.
you remember the Enchanted Forest?
All right. So I have to be fair to myself and all viewing and
Okay.
listening that
Uh-huh.
I've been there twice in my life.
Okay.
Twice in my life. One when I was probably about 8, and I was the only boy
Mhm.
invited to a birthday party, and we went to the Enchanted Forest. It seemed a long ways away with all these lovely
Right.
girls. I sat next to the
Good
girl
for you. All right.
tree. So, and then I went with my nieces one time. So
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of I'm new to this, let's say. So you guys got to help me.
Okay, well, I'll tell you a little bit about it. So if you don't know what the Enchanted Forest was, it was kind of like a fairy tale land. You know, it had like I remember seeing Humpty Dumpty. That was one of my favorite ones because I remember hearing about Humpty Dumpty in nursery school and how he fell and all the king's men, they put him back. They couldn't put him back together again. Well, I got to see him put back together again, so I was excited about that as a kid.
Okay.
So, but you would see him. You would see Goldilocks, the house where the three bears lived. You would see. I remember there was a big whale. I think his name was Willie the whale, and that was a big thing that anybody went to this Enchanted Forest, you'd go there and you get your picture taken there. So you probably had your picture taken there if you've been there twice. I'm pretty sure.
Well, well, again, I don't know. See, it was
We're gonna have to go look at
it being very far away.
right.
And if
Well, see, that's the thing, and it wasn't that far away. So we both lived in Delphi. So we really only lived 25 miles from it or something like that. Okay, maybe 30 miles. So, but as kids, I mean, I thought it was so far. I thought it was so far out in the country. Now, literally, when I leave my house, I can go right to the old location. It's right down the street from me.
well,
It just,
you have to remember though.
uh-huh.
19 so it was probably around 1975, 76,
Right. Yep, that's when I went.
somewhere in there is
Yep.
when I went to this birthday party. So
Uh-huh.
we're coming from Adelphi, up University, up New Hampshire, Route
Mm,
1, I'm sorry, Route 29.
29.
And
Yep.
29 probably wasn't this 6-lane mega, what
No, it was like you were going to the country.
bridge. But yeah,
Well, that's awesome. Uh-huh.
I lived out there in later
Mhm.
years,
Okay.
in the end of the mid 90s or so.
Mhm.
And I do remember it being closed and boarded up and going by it to hit the Safeway that was up there or go across to the
Right.
diner. It was always like, yeah, I remember that place. And it was always like, why is it closed? I could never figure out, why it closed because I did a little research. It
Uh-huh.
opened in 1955 and it closed in
Right.
1995. I'm like,
Which is funny because Disneyland out in California opened in 1955, and I'm sure a lot of parents, they didn't want to fly out to California.
cheap.
They probably told their kids, "Hey, this is Disneyland," and you know what? I would have bought it. I mean, I didn't see Mickey Mouse there, but a lot of characters were there.
Good enough to fit that bill of
Right.
the enchanted thought, the fairy tales, what
Mhm.
have you. But it just seems like a shame, like something like that would close. And again, looking up the research, they still
Uh-huh.
have the king pointing
Yes.
on top of the Safeway
So
sign
the
in Ellicott
the
City.
Safeway on Route 40 in Ellicott City near Bethany Lane,
Yes.
and yeah, you still see the king there. And there's probably so many people that drive by and like are little kids. Can you imagine? Mom, what's that?
What's
What
that
is that? What is that? What is he pointing towards? Well,
over there? I don't know
well,
where.
they should move him a little bit because up about 5 miles closer to where I live
There you go.
is Clark Elliott's Oak Farm, and that's where they have all the old. I think they have Mother Goose and Humpty Dumpty's probably there. A lot of the old, little houses and things like that they have there.
So the characters they brought it. Oh, see
That's
that?
right.
At least we know there's some preservation done. Because I
Yes.
mean,
Oh yeah.
that was. It seems like I think at their height they had 300,000 go to it a season.
I'm not surprised. I mean, there's so many people that love the Enchanted Forest. I mean, there's a community. I know both of us have gone there. The Facebook page, right? You've seen it.
Yes.
There's a
Enchanted
Facebook
Forest
page.
behind the scenes.
So it's Enchanted Forest behind the scenes,
Mhm.
and they have like 11,000 members. And I just love just getting everybody's memories, because my memory, even though I feel like I remember everything really well, there's one thing I'm wondering back. Let me ask you about. I remember, I think I remember a jump house there. Not a house, but like one of those little jump, you go in, you take off your shoes, you jump in there. You know what I'm talking about?
You know, that is drawing a memory for
Am
me.
I dreaming that? See, that's the thing. So somebody can help us out,
No,
because
I
I'm
think so.
pretty sure it had one of those, at least in the later years, maybe in 78 or 79.
I really think so because that stands out in my mind as something somewhere I went that had that. And
Well, I do remember the sliding boards. So one of the sliding boards, because I remember we'd go there in the summertime, and
hot,
I'd wear my little shorts,
hot.
what you wore in the 70s and 80s, and going down that slide, and it was hot.
That polyester melts, folks.
It was bad.
Even with those tube socks, it wasn't helping. You still had a little exposed skin between underneath your knee and up near your
Right,
thigh as you come down those slides. Yeah, and it's a shame that things like that disappear over time
right.
because
And it's great that people could save what I wish they still had the original, but
yeah,
it's great that the Clark's Farm could do this, and the people that kept it together, in the Facebook people. There's so many people that care about our history in our area,
yes.
that it's amazing. And I hope, as I get older, when things start to close, hopefully I'll remember and I can help keep certain things open, or
Well,
keep the memory alive.
that's what it is. That's keeping that memory alive. So if the memory
Right,
is still there it still exists in our minds at least, and we can share, that part of
right.
it with those around us.
I remember having great times there,
Yeah.
because I went a number of years because I was the oldest, and my brother is 3 years younger. So he would go with his friends, and I'd go then. And then my sister later on, she's 5 years younger. So we went a number of years in a row. So to me, there was just so many memories. And the funny thing is, I don't know if you've ever seen, there was a movie. I was flipping the channels one evening. It was, you ever heard of a movie called Cry Baby?
I have, yes. Okay.
Okay, so it's a movie. John Waters, who's actually from Baltimore, the famous director, he did a movie with Johnny Depp and Ricky Lake, and part of it is filmed
Oh, that's
right there
all right.
at the Enchanted Forest. The funny thing is, I will give you a little behind the scenes here. Apparently, a lot of the inside was done up at Hershey Park.
Oh,
So, but it's still. I remember watching it. I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool to see the Enchanted Forest on a movie. And I actually heard there's I think it was called Fear of the Clowns, or Fear of Clowns, or something like that. There's another movie that it's featured in. But
right.
see, so
Sure.
I'm not the only one that remembers this place. There's a lot of people that remember this place.
I was just going to say, I'm sure everyone that is part of the Enchanted Force behind the scenes can
Right,
chime in and give us, about these movies and some more detail, within what's happened there. Maybe there's even more movies we don't even know about and more popularity. What
right.
celebs showed up into there, or what local folks were.
Absolutely. I'm sure. Who know? The Orioles probably went there. The Colts. Who knows? Some of the Washington teams went there. It just. But it's something that I always remember. I mean, it's a cherished memory. And then, as we get older, I'm 50 now, and you're right around 50, right?
Yep. Yeah, we're in the same
I
ballpark
mean,
there, my friend.
we remember things. We remember there's so many things that become special to us, and that's just one of the memories, the Enchanted Forest. And we want to hear from you. We want to hear about your memories of the Enchanted Forest. We want to hear about just everything that you can tell us. Maybe some history that we don't know about. We'd love to hear about it. Again, we both grew up in Prince George's County, so again, this was far for us. This was out of our
Far away.
right. It was 30 minutes away or whatever. So this is far out. But we want to hear from you. How special it was to you, and have you been to the farm to go see it now? And do you still stop by Safeway? Because I do from time to time, and see the King.
Yeah, now, how far into the property did Safeway end up with that parking lot? I mean, it seems like I remember it being
Yeah.
that angled gate for years as you came 40 west. You'd see
Right.
the angled gate, and there was a lot of land around it. And then they
Right.
built up, they changed that intersection a little bit. They built that shopping center out, and now
Hmm.
I don't even think the gate's even there. I was no, I
Right.
could,
So let us know. Yeah. If you know
I'd
that,
love
we
to
want to
know.
hear all
Get some
about it.
pictures on here of it, and maybe
Absolutely.
some of the shots of it now, and before, and when it was abandoned for a while, and then maybe at the Clark's farm. some pictures
Yep.
of what's there now. Love to see
Mhm.
that's great.
Absolutely.
That's our
And
memory.
we just absolutely. And thank you so much for joining us once again for Gen XDC.